Now, here's your host, Chris Messick.
Welcome back to 90.9 The Light and the Afternoon Rush with Chris Messick. Hey, if you're looking for awesome Christian rock, Christian rap, and everything in between, you've definitely come to the right place. 90.9 The Light, your home for the best Christian rock and rap around. Thank you so much for joining us today. We are airing live from the studio of 90.9 The Light here on the campus of Liberty University. It is a beautiful spring day out. It is April 25th. About, I would say, high 60s outside right now, dropping a little bit. But the sun is out, barely any clouds in the sky. Nice little breeze, perfect day to get outside and enjoy the great outdoors in Lynchburg, Virginia. Coming up next, a story about former President Bush. And President Bush is set to open his presidential library, but there's some scrutiny from critics over the library's version of history, if it will really be historically accurate, and how much attention Bush will pay to certain parts of his presidential reign in the White House. So one question that arises from critics, and a question even from people that know Bush well and like him, is how will Bush set up this library, and what will it look like to the average person going in? So you all know Bush left office 5 years ago. He was one of the most unpopular presidents in the history of all American presidents. His poll numbers were weighed down by public discontent, and many people didn't like Bush because of his handling of the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, and many people think he was the beginning of the reason that the economy is in the bad state that it is today. Bush responded to some of these critics, and he said he's going to let people decide for himself what kind of president he was by giving them a chance to see why he made some of the decisions he did and what advice he was given. So if you go into the George W. Bush Presidential Library and Museum, you'll be able to have kind of an interactive experience, see why Bush made some of the tough decisions he did, what advice he was given from his aides. And Bush is hoping for people to get a better perspective of what it is really like to be president and how tough some of these decisions are. Because he said before, sometimes it doesn't really seem like there's a right decision. You just have to pick the one that has less bad consequences in the end. So George W. Bush, the Presidential Library and Museum, is opening soon, and Bush is hoping to give everyone who attends this museum and library a better outlook on why he made some of the decisions he did. So we'll see how people like that when the library and museum opens and see what kind of feedback the new building gets. Thank you so much for tuning into the Afternoon Rush with Chris Messick here on 90.9 The Light, your home for the best Christian rock and rap around. Don't forget to call up the station at 434-582-2909 if you want to request your favorite song or dedicate a song to somebody. Don't forget to call that number, 434-582-2909. Also, don't forget to log on to Facebook and check out the Facebook page for the Afternoon Rush at facebook.com/The Afternoon Rush in all caps. I will be putting stories on the Facebook page as they are broadcasted on the air. So if you want to read about a story in more detail or get some more facts on it, be sure to check that out at facebook.com/The Afternoon Rush. Coming up, we have Brandon Heath with Jesus in Disguise here on 90.9 The Light. Here it is.